Once upon a time, there lived a kind-hearted girl named Julie. She lived with her loving parents in a small house near the sea. Her father was a fisherman, and they made a humble living by selling the fish he caught. Though life was simple, their days were filled with warmth, laughter, and love. Julie was a bright student, always excelling in her studies. Her parents were proud of her, and together they lived happily until the day everything changed. One afternoon, as Julie returned from school, she was met with a scene that would forever haunt her. Her father's lifeless body, soaked in seawater, had been brought home by his fishing companions. Julie froze in disbelief. Her mother, who had been witnessing the tragedy unfold, collapsed suddenly, struck by a fatal stroke. Within moments, Julie had lost both her parents. Her world turned silent. Numb and broken, she stood alone, staring at the waves crashing against the shore, when a familiar voice called out behind her, "Julie, pack everything up. Let's go." She turned and saw Jacob, her father's friend, with his wife Alina and their son Ryan. They were from the city, but often visited Julie's family. Julie had always liked them. They were kind people. Without a word, tears silently falling, Julie gathered her few belongings and left the only home she had ever known. Visiting the city had once been her childhood dream. But not like this. The streets felt unfamiliar, joyless. That night, exhausted from grief, she fell into a deep sleep. Days turned into weeks. Slowly, the pain dulled. Jacob and Alina treated her like their own daughter. Ryan, who was her age, became her closest friend. They studied, played, laughed, and lived as if they were siblings. For a moment, life smiled again, but fate wasn't done testing her. One rainy evening, news came that Jacob and Alina had died in a tragic car accident. Grief returned, but this time it was accompanied by cruelty. Jacob's relatives blamed Julie for the misfortune. "Only those who stay with you end up harmed," they said as they threw her out. Alone once again, she wandered the streets in despair, until she met Natasha. Natasha, a compassionate college professor who also ran an orphanage, saw the broken girl and stopped. She listened as Julie poured out her story between sobs. Without hesitation, Natasha embraced her. She took Julie to the orphanage, enrolled her in school, and gave her the care and encouragement she had long forgotten. Years passed. Julie blossomed under Natasha's guidance. She worked hard, eventually becoming a college professor, just like Natasha. And just as life had once given to her through the kindness of a stranger, Julie gave back. She now lovingly manages the orphanage, offering hope to children who, like her, once had none. From a life shattered by loss, Julie built a life of strength, love, and purpose.